guys, it's me again, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about how I do my own stick and poke tattoos. I just started doing these, so I'm not the greatest at them, but I have done 3 so far on myself, and obviously none on others because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just a new hobby of mine, and it's a whole lot cheaper than getting actual tattoos, so I'm not condoning this in any way that you should do any of this and not be safe about it, because obviously it's permanent and you're putting these things into your skin, and obviously there's risks of infection and stuff like that. So it's obviously don't do it if you're not going to be sanitary or safe about it. Also, I'm over 18 and I'm over 21, so don't do this if you're 12. I have 3 of the ones that I did it by myself. I have a lot more actual tattoos, obviously. These are all I got professionally done. I have a couple more on my back and my legs. But the ones that I have done by myself are, I did this little female one. It looks off-centered, but when I'm twisting my wrist, obviously it looks a little different. I did that one by myself. And then I did that one by myself. It's a little dry, sorry, my legs are a little crusty. And then the one I just did is this one. Boop. They're not easy by any means, and they take a lot of work. This one, I did the outline of it first, and then I let it heal probably for 2 weeks, and then I just redid it. I just went over it again yesterday, and so I'll probably have to go over it again once it heals all the way. But I am going to show you guys all the supplies I have, and then if you want, I can show a tutorial of doing one, obviously. But that will be a different video. I bought this big bottle of basically rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and I rub that on my skin after I with this one, I shaved the arm, and then I put that on so it disinfects the area. I also kind of rub it on my fingers so that way everything is sterilized and clean. I use basic just cotton rounds. This is the ink I use. Oops. It's Mom's black ink. I got it on Amazon. It literally wasn't that expensive, so I have this giant bag of 300 ink caps. That's what they are. And so I just put a couple drops of ink in a cap, and then I will set that on my little area. I usually do it on my coffee table in my living room, and I'll put a paper towel down that's sanitized, and then I'll put everything out basically next to it or on it. So that way it's a sanitized surface. I bought a bunch of tattoo stencil paper, but I don't know how to use it, so I don't use it. I'll use a black pen, or what? I'll use a blue pen. Black pens work too. I just like the blue because it is an easy stencil. This has never been used before, and I'll draw it on, and then I'll rub the rubbing alcohol over it again, lightly, so it sanitizes it, and then I will use that to to create the stencil. But you don't have to, obviously. You can do whatever you want. I bought this giant box of needles on Amazon, again for $10, and it comes with all sorts of needles. Oh, this one's all broken, but it comes with different prongs, and this one is obviously very broken. That's not how it should look, but it comes with all sorts of ones. It comes with a 1 needle one, a 3, a 5, and an 8. You typically will use between a 1 and a 3. It just depends on how thick you want the tattoo, or how thick you want the lines to be. On my wrist, I used a 3. On my ankle, I used a 5. On my arm, I used a 1, and then I used a 3 over it. It just depends on how dark you want it to be, I guess, or how thick you want the lines to be. I'm not a tattoo professional by any means, so please don't take any of this thinking that it's advice, or you have to do it this way, because it's not. I just use non-scented makeup wipes to wipe off the excess ink. It gets a little messy, but it does a really good job at cleaning it off. After I've done the whole tattoo, I'll go over it 5 or 6 times depending on what I want, like how dark I want it. And sometimes like your arm or your wherever you're doing it will get very irritated, and it won't take any more of the ink, and then so it won't get any darker. And so then you just kind of have to let it heal, let it go for a little bit, and then you can go over it again. Your arm or your wherever will get very sore, obviously, because you have to like sit there and you have to just poke at it over and over again, poke, wipe, stuff like that. I'll typically do like the whole thing and then I'll wipe it off. But you don't know how dark or light it will be until you wipe it off and let it heal or let it not be so red. The first couple times that I tried to do it, the ink didn't take at all because I wasn't poking hard enough. You have to poke hard enough just so that way it makes a little pop noise, but you're not like in excruciating pain or bleeding. You just want it to go through that first layer of skin so that way your skin is taking the ink, but you're not bleeding or you're not like hurting yourself. After it's all done and healed, or all done, after it's all done and cleaned off, I usually will just put a little bit of Vaseline or first aid antibiotic cream. I mean, it just depends on your preference. I usually use the Vaseline, and I'll just put a light layer on it, and then I'll put some plastic wrap or cling wrap on it for the first couple hours, and then take it off, rinse it with soap, just like you do with a normal tattoo, and then continue doing that over and over again, basically until it heals. It doesn't heal, to my experience, like a normal tattoo does. It doesn't peel, it doesn't fall off because it's not going that deep. It just hurts a lot most of the time. It's obviously what you could expect from poking your own skin, and so it's okay. It's not bad. But I hope you guys learned anything from this. Please do not take my advice or any of this, because I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want you to get like an infection, stuff like that. I just wanted to show you that these things are out there. I got all this stuff on Amazon for basically like under 30 bucks. And I obviously have like, it's just things you use around the house. Paper towels, rubbing alcohol, stuff like that, makeup wipes. If you're looking to do something like small and you don't want to go to a shop, or you don't want to like pay 50 bucks, because I know that's like the shop minimum here where I live. If you don't want to pay a lot of money and you just want to do it by yourself, or you're looking to be more creative or something like that, I would recommend looking into stick and pokes. I mean, there's probably a lot of other ways to do it. If you're going to do it, please, please, please buy the right stuff. And don't do it with a sewing needle, please. Thank you. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.